Hello and welcome back to another episode of A Week in the Life of an eBay Reseller. My name is Tom, this is Tom's Toys 95 and welcome to the channel if you are new. I sell all sorts of second-hand items. I source these from car boots, charity shops, Facebook Marketplace, family, friends, anyone that's selling anything and I feel I can make a profit on, I will buy it. The aim of the videos is to document my journey on eBay and just show you everything that I buy, list, pack, post, sell, etc. and show you and tell you about how much I paid for it and how much they sold for. But without further ado, let's get into everything that sold over the weekend. Right, so we're in the game room at the moment, so let's go through everything that sold over the weekend. So it's now Monday evening, and up first we have this crossbody alien bag. Now I'm a big Toy Story alien collector, so I do have quite a lot of alien stuff. That's an understatement. I actually have a ridiculously large amount of alien stuff. This is a brand called Miniso. I don't know how well you can see that there. There you go. This was in Brighton. There's a few shops around the country and they had a big sale, big clearance. I've mentioned this in a previous video with another item that I picked up in that bundle. So I won't go into too much detail, but basically this was about £2 in the clearance section and this sold for $14.99, so I'm very happy with that. I guess you can put makeup in it, pencils, anything you want really, and then it just goes over your shoulder. Good quality, but $14.99, I'm quite happy with that for the size it is anyway. Up next we sold this Stan hat. Now I don't know if this has any relation to M&M or not, but this is David & Young, the brand. This was from TK Maxx in the clearance. This was £2 and I sold this for $11.99 I believe. Up next then we've got this Kaibo watch strap. Now this came from the watch bundle, which I still haven't done a video on. I keep meaning to do that, but I picked up a massive watch bundle and I also got quite a lot of straps. Now it's quite a niche brand, but it is a designer brand, so this was $9.99 plus postage. I've got quite a few of these in different colours, so I was happy to sell that one. Because it's quite an unheard of brand, I was thinking that this would take a while to sell, so I'm glad that sold relatively quickly. I only listed this about a week ago. Up next we have this Lego Star Wars probe droid. Now this sold for $3.95. Picked up a load of these about 6 years ago. They all were freebies in magazines. I used to work in a shop and they used to come free with the magazines, and they never actually requested the toys. So one time the bloke came to collect all the magazines and he was ripping all the toys off because I think they go back and they get recycled, and obviously you can't well, you can, some of them, but obviously this is plastic, but some of the toys and stuff you can't recycle. So he used to say that they don't need returning with the toys. So not all of them, any magazines I weren't interested on just got sent back, but the Lego ones I used to keep these. Some of them I genuinely paid for, but other ones I actually got for free. So I got a massive bag and bundle of these Lego figures. In the summer I decided to sell them all, so I listed them all, and these are just the last couple that are left now. Some of them are worth quite a lot, but this is one of the cheaper ones, so this sold for $3.99. We've also got these Manchester United programmes. I picked up a big programme bundle actually not last year, it might have been the year before, but it was £50 and I got a massive pile of programmes. Notably there was 120 Wrexham programmes which I sold in a big bundle for £60, so that made the money back. And then I've been selling little piles or little bundles of teams throughout the year or so, and those have sold probably for about £5 or £6 a bundle. Some of the magazines were from Wembley Cup finals, so I managed to get £7 or £8 just for one magazine. So it's been a really slow seller, that bundle, but it has slowly started to make profit for me. So this only sold for £3.50. This is 3 magazines, so not much money in this one, but that bundle no longer owes me anything. As I said, I already made profit off those Wrexham magazines. And then the last thing that sold over the weekend, now I've had these for, in fact I don't even know what dates on these. Is it 2019 or 18? It's 2019 they expired, so I think they came out in 2018. And these are these Tomb Raider Lara Croft Lucasades. I don't know if this has sold just because the game's out, the trilogy's just dropped, but I've got 3 of these. So we've got the red one, the original, we've got Croft Apple, and this is actually called Lara's Aid, which is that one, and then we've also got the orange one. So all 3 of these are the 1 litre bottles, I bought those for standard retail price. I think they're on sale for £1.25 or something. So I bought a few of these. They're still sealed. They have gone flat, so they are like squidgy, and I wouldn't recommend whoever buy these to drink them. They're about 4 years out of date. In fact, 5 years out of date. But those have sold for £20 plus postage, so I'm happy with that. As I said, I only paid £1.25 each, so that's a good sort of £14 profit after fees. I have got some little bottles as well, but I haven't sold those yet, so hopefully those will sell soon, because I only got around to listing them in the summer. Although I bought them 5 years ago, I just kept them for my own collection, and then in the summer I decided to have a bit of a clear out when I moved house. And some of the stuff in my own personal collection I've listed, so that is one of them. A bit obscure. I mean, most people would have just drank these and threw the bottles away. Some people may have just kept the empty bottles. I decided to buy them and keep them sealed, and yeah, I've managed to sell them for 20 quid, but it's 5 years later, so I wouldn't really say it was a good investment, but at least I've sold and it's cleared some space for me. So that wraps everything up for Monday night. I'm going to get those wrapped and posted now, and then I'm going to go to the post office tomorrow. I do plan on having a little wander around town, but I don't think I'm going to go in all the charity shops. I'm aiming to go in the charity shops once a week. So in town, basically where I work now, there's going to be a HMV, there's 2 charity shops, there's a cash generator, cash converter, game and CEX, so I might, and the TK Maxx as well, so there's at least 6-7 shops that I like to go in to try and find things to make profit on. So I think on my lunch break I'm going to try and go to, and there's actually 2 more charity shops as well in the centre, so that's 8 shops in total. So I might be able to go and find a few things. So I'm aiming to go shopping twice a week, so I might try and do a post office run and the shops in one go, and then have a day off in between. So yeah, we should be able to find some stuff this week, but I did buy quite a lot in last week's episode, so there's part 1 and 2. It was that long, it was an hour long episode last week, so yeah, there's part 1 and 2, so go check those out if you haven't. So it might not be as exciting this week, because I won't be spending as much, hopefully. I do need to watch the cash flow, because at the moment things haven't been selling too great. Sales haven't been as good as they have been in previous years, so I haven't got as much money to then go out and buy stuff. I'm looking forward to tomorrow though, because I'm going to pick up some Toy Story things. So I am a Toy Story sort of collector, mainly collect just the aliens rather than the actual characters, but I saw this bundle on Facebook for £1, and I thought that was just the like price to entice people to click the link, and then usually it'll say how much each individual item is. But he's got 7 Toy Story things. Some of them are vintage from the second movie, and he only wants £1 for them, so I'm going to go and collect those tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to make some good profit on those. Right then guys, it's now Wednesday evening. I usually have Tuesdays off, as I post on Monday lunchtime, or sorry, Tuesday lunchtime. I get everything wrapped on Monday evening, post it on Tuesday, and then when I come home I don't have to do anything because everything's done. So not much has sold in between then. In fact, I think only 1 thing has sold. So I had an offer for a pair of trainers, and that got retracted pretty quickly, so I didn't have a chance to accept that. So this week is probably back to normal, I think. In terms of the start of the year, we haven't had much luck in terms of sales. It's been quite slow, as many of you that already watched the videos will know. Last week was a really good week, so thank you everyone that checked that video out. But last week was really good, and we actually made some decent money and made some decent sales. At the moment I've got 1 item which I need to go and pick in a minute, so I'll show you that once that's picked. But I've got a few things in front of me that I've acquired on my travels in the last couple of days. So up first we have this Toy Story set. Now I'm not sure if this is going to be the thumbnail or not, so I hope I haven't clickbaited anyone, but I literally picked up this entire bag of toys for £1. So I mentioned it previously that I was going to go and collect this. Now the bloke insisted he only wanted £1 for it all, and to be honest I didn't have any change on me. I had to find £1 in the car, so I gave him £1. I did feel a little bad because I could have given him a bit more, but he was happy with the £1. He listed it for £1, so he got £1, and that's that. So up first we got this Toy Story Alien pencil case. Now I already have this in my collection. As you see, I collect aliens, as I mentioned many times before, but I already have this in my collection, so this will be for sale. I believe this was originally sold in Sainsbury's, so that's where at least where I got mine from about 5 years ago. So he's a cool dude there, so I'll sell him. In terms of value, I reckon he's worth about £5–6. I'll probably do £6.50 plus £3.50 postage and make him a tenner. But yeah, there's him. What else we got? This one doesn't work. The batteries have run out. Toy Story 4 merch was awful in terms of collectability. No Toy Story collector likes the Toy Story 4 merch. Unless you picked up the expensive adult versions of the toys, like the Toy Story collection, I think they're called. Something like that. But anyway, there's a big line of adult toys or aimed at adults that are like £80 a figure. Those are really collectible, and I do actually have quite a lot of those that I've stored for a rainy day for when those go up in price or when the new movie comes out. I think they're making a Toy Story 5, so when those come out, I'll probably start listing those. But otherwise, the range of toys for Toy Story 4 was really bad and really poor quality, really cheap, nasty plastic stuff, not very good at all, and I don't think that went down with the fan base very well. So this guy doesn't work, but it's just a little fan. I might try put a battery in it if I can get it working. There may be some slight value in it, but I think this is going to be a car booter or donate to a charity shop. The next thing though, this is the main reason why I picked the bundle up actually, was I think I do have this in my collection as well, but I don't know for sure if I have this exact one, so I may keep this one, but it's a shame because it does go with this set, so I may just suck it up and sell it with the set. But all of these are the same. Now they've had the labels cut out, which is a shame, so if you can see there that the labels have been cut off. But they are Thinkway. Now anyone that collects Toy Story or Thinkway products knows that Thinkway is one of the better brands. They're usually better quality than Mattel in terms of toys manufacturers, so they always make good quality toys, especially Toy Story toys. So these are essentially beanbag plushies, and I don't think there's the full set. I'm not sure how many are in the set, but I'm sure there's more than 5, but I've got 5 of them in this bundle. So, up first, I don't know if he's part of the bundle. It doesn't say Thinkway, or at least I can't find Thinkway anywhere, but he's the only one I'm unsure of. It's not on his shoes or feet. Usually it says Andy, but it doesn't have Thinkway or anything on there. But we've got this Woody doll, hard plastic head, and then a beanbag body. So, as it's a beanbag, it's definitely going to be part of the set, but I just don't see where it says Thinkway anywhere on there. So I'm not too sure on that one, but there's Woody. Then we've got the alien, which I've just showed you. As you see, it says Thinkway on the bottom. Then we've got Ham, or Evil Dr. Porkchop, but this is the Ham version. So we've got Thinkway there, and as you can see, the tag has been cut out. Then we've got Buzz, which also has the hard head and the beanbag, so it definitely goes with Woody, but this one actually says Thinkway on it, whereas Woody doesn't, so I don't know why that is. But it's all properly licensed, got Disney on the back of the head there as well. And we have Rex. Now I believe this was around 2000, 2001, this era. This was definitely the Toy Story 2 line of toys. So they're definitely vintage, definitely rare and collectible. And they're in really good condition. Now they don't have tags on, but otherwise I think a collector would like these. And to be honest, if you're displaying them on your shelf, the tags look pretty ugly just sticking off anyway, so it's probably nicer to have them without the tags, to be honest. In terms of value, I've not looked it up, but from the top of my head, from when I used to buy the alien stuff, I think if I did buy this in the past, it would have been about £5 or £6. So I think each one of these goes for around about a £5. So I'm going to try and list the whole set, maybe £20, £25 plus postage, maybe even 30. I need to look up properly how much it's going to go for, but if I can get 20 conservatively for this, and maybe £5 for the pencil case, £25 off £1, can't argue with that. Up next, yesterday I popped to CEX and I picked up this Tom Clancy The Division 2 on the Xbox One. Now I don't collect Xbox games unless they're steelbooks, but I did pick up this because it comes with the Art of the Division 2, which is like a lithograph print book, which is really nice. Now I do already own this on the PS4, but I'm almost certain that mine doesn't come with the book. If it does, I'm going to sell it. If it doesn't, I'll probably put the book in my PS4 copy, as it should be the same size and dimension. and I'll probably sell this copy on eBay. It was only £4, but the game's not very expensive, and I don't think this is classed as like a collectible version of the game. I think it's pretty standard, so it's probably not got much value, and other than the collecting aspect of it, I don't think I'll make any profit on it. But it does come with a really cool map, and it's massive. I'm not going to get it all out, but it comes with a really big, good quality map. You've got the game in there with all the DLC codes and everything else, so a nice complete copy of the game. And then obviously we've got the art book, which, as I said, if I don't have already, that will be going in my collection. Now, I did go to CEX again today. I popped in, I didn't see anything, and I don't think I purchased anything, but I did go to a charity shop, and the other day they had a half price sale. I went in today and it was no longer a half price sale, but I checked it out, and they usually don't have anything. They do have quite a lot of media, but the problem is they price all their media up individually. Usually you go in, it's like games are 50p, CDs are 10p or 20p, and DVDs might be 3 for £1 or 50p each, something like that. Now they do have sections like that, but for the most part they price everything up individually. Now I found some pretty cool stuff in terms of what it is. Price I paid, not so cool, but it is what it is. I'm just editing the video and I noticed that I forgot to add the footage from the charity shop, so without further ado, here it is. I just wanted to chime in and say, wow, I have absolutely no words for this price tag. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. So, up first, I found two, not one, but two sealed games. And they're both retro games, and it pains me to say they're retro because it makes me feel old, but they are retro. And one is on the Nintendo DS, which is Frozen Olaf's Quest. Now, this game didn't come out all that long ago, 2013, so this came out in like the later end of the Nintendo DS's life cycle. So this itself is only 10 years old, this game, or 11 years old. But the DS has obviously been out for 16, 17 years, so the DS, I'm afraid to say, is a retro console, and so is the PlayStation 3. So this next game I picked up is Gran Turismo 5 Academy Edition. Now, this was sealed. I have put a little bit of sellotape on here just to keep it together because, unfortunately, after I'd already purchased it, I don't know if I did it myself in the bag or if I just didn't notice it in the shop, but there was a tear in the plastic. Now, the Frozen game, if I didn't say already, was £4. I looked on eBay and one was sealed for $14.99. It was a bit cheaper on the 3DS, but I think the DS version is worth more, probably because the 3DS was really popular at the time it was released, and so was the Frozen movie, and the DS was probably one of those older consoles that people didn't really want games for anymore. They wanted to move on to the 3DS version, so this one probably sold less copies than the 3DS version, so I think that's the reason why it's worth a bit more. Plus it's an older console anyway, and the DS and 3DS is becoming really collectible now, especially with the online store closing. But yeah, that was £4, so I'd expect to make about £8 to £10 profit on this after fees. And then this one was £6. I don't think I'm going to make much profit on it, to be honest. One was listed at £10 plus postage. I mainly picked it up because it was a sealed game. I collect for PlayStation, so I might add this to my collection. I don't know yet. I'm thinking of adding it to the collection, but if I can list it on eBay for maybe £12 or £13, I might sell it. But for the little profit I'm going to make, I think I'd rather keep that one. Now this game I do already have in my PS3 collection. As I mentioned multiple times, I'm going for a full PAL collection, but this one was £3 and this is complete. And this one sells on eBay for around about £8 to £9. So I think for £3 it's not too bad. I'm not going to make loads of profit on it, but I am going to make enough to justify selling it. Probably make about £3 or £4 after fees, but I will list that for probably £8.99, maybe £9.99, depending on the condition of the cheaper copies. But the cheapest one I saw in the shop when I looked was £9. Now this is a really obscure pickup and most people would have probably avoided this, and to be honest I'm going to be sat with this potentially for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Might not even ever sell it. I don't know who this guy is. I need to do a bit more research, but I like to pick up CDs that don't have barcodes. Usually that means they're a small band or they're a local band, but some of them can be bigger bands that were just starting out, and it could be their debut CD or the CD that they made on their own label, and they produced really few quantities and sold them only at their shows, and they could be really collectible and really valuable. Now I have picked up a CD before. There was only 100 copies I believe in the world made, and it was that sort of scenario where they were a fairly successful band at the later in time. I think they've split up now. I can't remember what the name of the band was. It was some deathcore band, some screamo band, which I do enjoy, to be fair, but that was that's a different story. But that CD itself, I paid £1 for it at car boot, and I just picked it up because it looked disgusting, like the writing, the font. If anyone listens to that sort of music, you just know what I mean. The CD just looked really gruesome, and played it in the car and it sounded gruesome. There's only 4 songs on it and it had no barcode, and I sold that for around about £50 on eBay. Probably should have listed it for more, but I listed it for 50 quid, and within a week or two that sold. So since then I always look out for obscure CDs, and this one's no exception. So this one, definitely not deathcore, definitely not screamo. This looks more classical, but this is someone called David Lyndon Hedges, and it says it's called Centre Stage. It doesn't have a barcode. It came out in 2007. I looked on Discogs and there's one on there. One person has it in their collection. Oh, in fact, you know what? Even better. I just found out this is signed as well, so I haven't actually opened this up, to be honest. I should have checked that, because the CD's perfect, but might not have even had the disc in or scratched. I don't know why, I just didn't even check it. But yeah, even better. That's signed by the artist. So if I'll do a bit of research on this guy, I don't know whether this, he's popular or not. Probably not. When I googled him on Discogs, nothing came up apart from the CD, but no, I think one person had it in their collection. There was never ever a sale. So I don't know how rare, invaluable or valuable this CD is. I'm just going to take a punt on it, list it for maybe £20, and I can always reduce it. But it's cool that it's signed by the artist. And the last thing I bought today was some cereal. My girlfriend loves SIDEMEN, as you can tell from the video we did the other week when we opened the SIDEMEN cards. That's only got like 200 views. These videos get about anywhere between 500 and 1,000 views. So if anyone likes the SIDEMEN and wants to see us unbox some goofy cards, then go and check that out. You just look through my channel. I only uploaded it a couple of weeks ago, but me and my girlfriend opened a box each of the SIDEMEN cards, the Topps Chrome, and we did pull a really rare one, a signed gold card. So if you enjoy that sort of content, go check that out too. But anyway, the SIDEMEN have brought out some cereal, so yeah, I picked these up for my girlfriend. These were £2 each from Tesco. Now they are selling for, or people are trying to sell them for stupid money on eBay, just like the Prime drinks. And I wasn't gonna, well I did, but I wasn't gonna do that. But I saw this logo on the back and it says first edition founders box. Now this is, all it is just a, it's not even attached to it, it's not even glossy or embossed, it's literally just printed on some cheap cardboard. It means absolutely nothing, but they've done it on purpose so that collectors and kids that like the cereal and whatever and like the SIDEMEN go out and buy it and keep it and collect it and whatnot. And no doubt they'll bring out limited edition boxes throughout their life cycle. But anyway, I saw that stamp and I thought, you know what, if they produce another batch of these in a few weeks time and the stamp's not on it, then this will become collectible. And as silly as it sounds for a box of cereal, they will be expensive, and people will pay a premium for them. So I picked up 2 boxes of each. Me and my girlfriend are going to eat one of them, and one of each flavour, sorry, and we'll, you know, we're not going to review them, but we'll eat those and enjoy those. Hopefully they taste good. But yeah, I thought I'd gamble on these and get them up quick. They only came out today, so I've undercut everyone on eBay by £1. I think they were listed for £15 for the set of 2, or they were like £9 each per box. So I've listed them for 14 plus postage, so hopefully I'll get a quick sale on them and make some profit. I only paid £4 for the 2 boxes. They were £2 each. So if I can sell them for 14, great. If they don't sell, then I might just keep them sealed. As I said, they've got that logo on it, and in maybe a couple of years' time, well, not a couple of years, couple of months' time, they might be worth something when they produce them again without the seal. Otherwise, that's everything. We're all up to date. There's that one thing that's sold, and in fact, I'm just going to tell you what it is. I'm not even going to bother showing you at this point. I'll put a picture on the screen, but it is some Hot Wheels cars. There's a bundle of about 10 different models that I've had over the years, and they're just little scrappy bits, and I decided to bundle them together and list them as 10 cars. That's it. That's all that's sold. That's sold for £4.99 plus postage. Nothing else has sold so far. If anything does sell tonight or tomorrow morning before I do a post office run for those cars, then I will update you. But otherwise, that is it for midweek. So we've got Wednesday night, Thursday night and Friday night left to make some sales. Otherwise, it's looking like it's going to be another slow week again. Here's some footage of me popping into Tesco. I was just having a look round to see what was on sale and if there was anything that I liked the look of. I did manage to pick a few things up, so I'll show you what they are after the video. I did see this Animal Crossing Monopoly, but it didn't sell for anywhere near as much as I thought it would. But here's the bill. So I didn't think that SIDEMEN cereal was going to sell very well, but it turns out I've sold 2 boxes of 2 overnight for £14.50 each. The price has slightly reduced, but because I sold my girlfriend's boxes of cereal, I've had to buy a replacement. But I've also picked up a couple more boxes, so we'll see how that goes. One went internationally and the other one was just domestically, so we've sold one to the UK, one abroad. And I've bought a few more. Just been to post office to post them. So that's 3 sales: the Hot Wheels cars and then the two boxes of cereal. I did manage to grab a couple of things from Tesco, so I'll show you what they are later on. Right, we are back in the game room, and it's a very strange week this week for me in terms of being so disorganised. It's now Sunday. The last thing I recorded was Thursday. I had some parcels to post Friday morning, but they didn't need posting until Monday. Now, usually I would have posted them, but this week I've been playing Helldivers in between everything else, and I was just tired on Friday morning. So I think Thursday I had quite a lot on. I had those videos to make, some things to tidy up, tea to cook, etc. Life just got in the way, and I wanted to jump on Helldivers with my friends. So by the time that I finished playing that, it was early hours, and yeah, Friday morning I was not in a good state to be recording videos and wrapping things in a rush. I needed to get to work, etc. So what's happened with that is anything that has sold between Thursday and Friday I'm going to show you now, but I haven't had a chance to wrap them or post them yet. I'm going to take it all to work tomorrow on Monday morning. Now, I also went to NQ64 on Saturday with my friend. It was his birthday, so there's a group of 6 of us. We went out to some arcade games and some laser quests, so that was really fun. I might throw a bit of footage in now for you. Otherwise, that's pretty much everything. I'm going to go over what I picked up from Tesco on Thursday, and then I'm also going to show you what has sold over the sort of until Friday night. There's a couple of things that have sold over the weekend as well, but those will be in next week's video. So I kind of jumped on that cereal hype in a sense. I said I wasn't going to, but I did. So I had the 2 boxes and I sold those overnight. When I say 2 boxes, 2 sets, so 2 sets of 2 boxes. One was for my girlfriend and one was to sell. I sold one so quick that I thought, you know what, I'm going to list the other one overnight. If it sells, I'll nip back to the shop and get some more for my girlfriend, as they had loads of them. And yeah, they're both sold. So while I was there, I picked up 3 sets of 2, so I picked up 6 boxes. One was for us to try and 2 was to sell. So I've listed the other 2. Now unfortunately, as I knew would happen, they're bottomed out. Everyone's gone and bought them. It's a race to the bottom. Everyone's listed them at a high price, and then the next person lists it lower, and the person after that lists it even lower, and then suddenly they become worthless, which I knew would happen, but I thought since I sold so quick, I'll quickly replace them, and overnight they dropped in price, which, as I said, knew would happen. That's the risk you take. They are still fairly high price. I have reduced them for cheaper than what I originally listed them for. So I might just chuck them down to like £8 or £10 just to get them gone. Hopefully someone internationally will buy them, because I don't think they're being sold abroad. So that's probably going to be my best bet, selling them. Otherwise, like I think we've already, I've already tried them. They're not too bad. They're quite tasty for what they are. They're £2 a box. No better or worse than any other cereal. So I'll probably just eat them. But yeah, probably shouldn't have bought any more. But yeah, I picked up those, and then what else did I get? So we got this Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy Groot figure. Now this is a Blast and Battle Groot. Now this is approximately 10 to 12 inches. On the back, I think it says there 11 inches, so it comes with some wings by the looks of it, a few accessories, and then Groot. Now this was originally £20 or £30, and it was in the sale for a tenner. I looked on eBay, and these sell for, someone had one listed for £19.99 with free postage, but that was the cheapest. Everything else was higher. I was going to buy multiple of these, but I thought I'll try just the one. I may wait and list it at a higher price in the future, or I could just list it for £16.50 plus £3.50 postage. But if I did that, I would only make a couple of pound profit. But I do think this is something that will go up in value. It's really nice boxed copy, and the figure actually, at least from the cover, looked really good quality. Some of the figures nowadays are really crap quality and no one really wants to collect them, but that does look like a nice figure. So I'll see what I'll do with that in terms of sell it now or sell it later. The next item you saw in the snippet was this Animal Crossing Monopoly. This is going to be one either for the collection or just to wait a bit and see if it does increase. They had loads on the shelf and they were 75% off. I was ready to clear the shelf, fill my basket, buy them all, sell them for £20-25 each. And then I looked on eBay, and someone literally had one listed for £8.50 plus postage, and I was like, oh. So I don't know why they're so cheap. I mean, it looks like a kid's version of Monopoly rather than the collectible, not so much adult copies, but usually you get the little pewter figures in there. These look like little plastic figures, and yeah, it doesn't look like a good condition, a good copy of Monopoly. It does look like a cheaper version, so I assume with this one it's just not as collectible because of that. It also came out in 2021, so it's already 3 years old, and it's only worth £8.50. So I just got this because it's quite a cool thing to have, and it's something that I want to add to my store. I want to get cool items on my shop, so I'll probably list this about 12 to 13, maybe £14 plus postage, or I'll just keep hold of it for a little bit. But yeah, there's that. That was everything I picked up from Tesco: the cereal, the Monopoly, and the Guardians of the Galaxy figure. And now I'm about to show you what I sold. So, have you ever heard of the phrase, 2 buses come at once? Well, in this occasion, that's what happened. So occasionally I find some random items that I might not have bought in ages, maybe never sold ever. An example of this would be I bought a Noddy item from a car boot. It was a Corgi Noddy figure in a box, and then 3 or 4 stalls down there was a Big Ears figure in a box. and I was like, I haven't bought Noddy stuff in a while, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, and then I find 2 Noddy things within 3 stalls. Well, this next item is a Concorde plane. This is a little pullback toy plane. It does have a battery compartment, but I don't think I ever tested it. I don't have these batteries, so I think I listed it as that in the description. But I have never picked up a Concorde plane or anything remotely similar. And I found a little tiny box like this, and I opened it up, and in it was a little metal die-cast Concorde plane, and I was like, that's cool. I wanted £1 for it, so I bought that. And sold that for around about £12, and then literally 4 or 5 stalls later on I find this, and this is another Concorde plane, and this was probably about 2 years ago now, so I've had this listed for quite a long while, but I was just shocked that I found 2 Concorde items really quickly, one after the other, and I've never sold one before, and I've never found one since. So I found 2 Concorde items on the same day. So yeah, this sold for £9 plus postage. Up next, we sold another one of these Kaibo watch straps. So this sold for £9.99 plus postage. This came from the watch bundle. Not really much else I'm going to say on that one. And we've also got this Nintendo calendar. Now this is from 2009, and this came free with the Nintendo magazines. I won't dwell too much on this one because it was only £2. It'll make a nice poster book. Somebody sent me an offer, and to be fair, I kind of, looking through this now, I kind of wish I'd have cut these out and used them as posters or something. But at best, as I said, see, that is awesome. I wish I'd have kept that now. I'd have put that on my wall. But anyway, we've got this, at best, a poster book. Otherwise, it's a 2009 calendar. And the reason it went for so cheap is because certain days I was writing it. So it's got writing on there and there. So it's not in good condition. But yeah, this was mine from when I was a kid. And that what sold for, someone sent an offer for £2. Again, not much else to say on that one. This one sold already, which I'm pleased with. So this Venom Blu-ray Steelbook, which I showed off last week, paid £18 for it in CEX, and this sold for £26.50 plus postage, so £30 all in. It comes with a bonus disc and a 4K Blu-ray as well as the standard Blu-ray. So this is the reprint version. Really nice steelbook. For those that haven't watched the video, it is a beautiful steelbook. You can see the Venom there in his mouth, and then there's the back. Really nice condition. And the last item that sold on Friday were a bunch of PS3 games. Now these are just fodder, so I will run through these pretty quickly, but this sold for £14.95 plus postage, which I think is actually quite a good price. If I was to trade all these in CEX, most of them would be a penny each or 50p each, so I'm quite happy with what I got. So F1 Championship, not really much to say on that one. FIFA 13, FIFA 12 and FIFA 11. My boy Rooney on the front cover. He was the longest serving FIFA cover star, more than Messi and Ronaldo. I think he had 6 or 7 years in a row. FIFA 06, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So 7 years he was on the front cover, and he outstood everyone else. So yeah, big shout out to Rooney. Fight Night Round 3. PlayStation Move starter disc. Resistance 3. Batman Arkham Asylum, Call of Duty World at War, my favourite game on the PS3, or one of them anyway, Little Big Planet. What a great game that was. And then Beyond Two Souls, another great game. Not really played much of it, but I do plan on playing that on the PS4. Disney Sing It, and Call of Duty Black Ops. So that is that bundle there. That is going for £14.95, so I hope whoever gets that enjoys all those games. And that's everything. So up next we've got the results. So this week we sold a total of 14 items. We are down on last week, which I think last week we did 19 items. But before that it's averaged around 10 to 12, so 14 is still a decent number. However, we have had a lot of cheap sales this week and the figures are not too great. So the total cost of all of the items plus the postage came to £203.71. eBay charged me £40.16 in fees, and the postage cost me £37.72. Now, all in all, with the cost of the items was £46.35, left me with a total profit of £79.48. Now, after fees and postage, I made £125.83, but taking off the cost of the items, £79.48 is what I'm left with. Now, I probably put about 8 to 10 hours in this week, so less than the £10 an hour mark, which is sort of my benchmark. If I can make over that, fantastic. But at the moment, £10 in these sort of struggling times where people aren't really spending money, we are in a bit of a recession or a credit crunch or whatever's going on with the country at the moment. But, you know, no one has a lot of money to spend, especially on frivolous things. And unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. So this week I was expecting a little better in terms of the money. So £79 is quite low. In fact, very low. Usually I make at least 100 odd plus profit a week. But we move, we take it, we move on. 14 sales though is a good number. It's just unfortunate that out of those 14 sales, we haven't really had any high value items. Those Lucasade bottles and the PS3 games were the most expensive things I sold, and you know, that's not too great, is it? But hopefully next week's better. We had a really good week last week, so we were due a poor one at some point. But we just got to hope for the rest of the year that things pick up. Car boots are back, at least the one I go to is back end of March, start of April, so I am hoping to hit those up again soon. And just for people's information as well, I am also going to the London gaming market, so if anyone's going to be there and you see me, say hello. But I will be doing a vlog / video on it, so that will be up probably by the end of that week. So I think the gaming market is the 17th of March, so I'll probably have the video edited and up either midweek or by the end of the week. So yeah, you can look forward to that. Otherwise, I will see you next week on next week's episode.